them sleight of hand tricks.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another Ride Along with Goggles tutorial. And I'm going to attempt to show you the changes you can make to the FLX 359 smoke mod. So it's, I wouldn't say it's complicated. It's kind of just, a little bit tedious, but I don't find it too, problematic with all the other goofy stuff I do. So anyway, I'll explain to you how to change things in the OpenDef and how to change things in the INI file that goes in your game folder, like where the game's installed. So what I'm going to do, I just did another version of that last one I've been running, and I'm going to take it out. So I'm going to go back in and I'm going to put the truck back to stock, and we're going to look at that smoke, and I'm going to show you where you change stuff, and then I'll go back to this setup. So what I've got here is my FLX mod folder. I have, and I'd recommend you do this, just, I have FLX truck smoke. And in here, I've got the SSI files, which are in the OpenDef that you might want to modify. And then I've given them a name, because once again, everything in here has the same name. You can't change that name. You see, they're all named the same. So you got to make a folder that has the name of what it is on it. So that was change one. This was no plume. That didn't work, and I'll show you why or how we figured that out. Anyway, that's the one that we're using right now. So it's copied into the OpenDef, but first of all, we are going to go and change on the plugins, get the stock set up here. And so where this goes is in your C drive. So you got to go to your C drive, and you're going to go to Program Files 86, and this is where you install it. If you're thinking about installing it, actually what you do is you go get your download zip, and this is what's in your zip file. These two files here. Well, this INI and the DLL go where I'm going right now. So if you've downloaded it and you don't know what to do with it, this is what you do. So you go to your C drive. In most cases, if you have installed your game somewhere else, you probably already know how to do all this stuff. So anyway, I just have it in the default. So Program Files 86. You go for Steam Apps, Common, American Truck Simulator. And now in here, you're going to go Bin, and then Win64, Plugins. And in here, you can see we have those two files. So this is my modified one I just put in a little while ago. Well, I'm going to put the original one back in so we can see if and did I actually make any difference. Because I haven't seen the stock one in quite a while, so I want to see too. So put that in there, we'll replace. And the game has to be, you can't do this when the game's running, unfortunately. Although you do have to, for the SSI, we do have to change it as well. So now, to put the OpenDef back to default, we have to go find the OpenDef folder. So that's in the game itself. So we're going to go American Truck Simulator. We can just open it, and we'll go to Mod, and we'll find the OpenDef. It should stay Peterbilt or Pete something or other. Where is it? Here it is. Peterbilt 359 FLX Def. So you can right click it, show options, 7-zip, open archive, and this is where the SII file for the smoke is. So it's unit, hookup, truck smoke. So that's one that I just modified. So I'm going to put the original back in. So SII, wait a minute. Where did I, I forgot where I had my original one. Ooh, I hope that's original. Hold a sec, I'll pause a sec just to make sure. Yeah, okay, so we're back. So just to be doubly certain, I went in and I just created an original folder in here in the SII. So once again, we're in our smoke mod folder right here. And under the SII, I did an original. So this is the original one. And in here where I went in the game in 7.zip or 7-zip and drilled into where that is. So once again, the path is you find your mod with your OpenDef and you go in, unit, hook up, and we're going to drag this in there and overwrite that one. So that's back to normal. And I think I'll just take this and go up a few levels and leave that there. That'll be handy. And with all that delay, sorry, that's the OpenDef. And then for the plugins, so you can see I've been going to it a bunch, so I've already got it here. So that path, once again, was the one that was on your C drive. So let's just do it from the start again. The more we do it, the easier it'll be for you to remember. So we went C drive, program files 86, Steam apps, common, American truck, bin, Win64, plugins. And in here, we have the INI. So we want to make sure we have the default INI in there. So we've got to go to the smoke, plugins, and stock. And there it is there. So now let's drag that in there and replace it. All right. So I'll pause for a sec while I start the game up. Okay, so, excuse me, here I am on the highway, the traffic turned off, I got the trucks running, and we're going to have a look at see what the default setting's like. This should be the default setting. And I got the tack over in the bottom corner on the left so you can see at what RPM it quits. So here's the first thing we're going to do. We're just going to putz along here. I think I'm in, what, 9th gear? 9th? 8th. And so not much happens there. There's a little bit. And see, it goes over, I think the default setting is 1600 RPM, it'll quit. So what I want, when you roll on like that, you should get a bit of smoke. So I've, theoretically, when we get to the mine, we put it back in, you'll see that. So let's, get up, is that straight? Yeah, pretty straight. Let's go up through the gears a bit. Like, it doesn't look terrible. It's actually a pretty good mod. Now the dissipation, I'm just looking, yeah, it's not too bad. I might change back to the default dissipation. It just runs on for a little bit too long for my liking. It's still going right there. And then we slow down, we get under. So, what else was there here to look at? Oh yeah, let's, whoa. Like the view in the mirror. Yeah, it just seems to hang on. Like, that's an awfully long, the way it lasts way back there for that long. For the amount we're putting out, that seems to last a long time, but I need to figure that out. So anyway, what else can we do? Can we get far enough away? So it's not bad in the default situation. So what we'll do, in the gearing down, it gives a little bit. So that's kind of good. Well, we can probably turn around right in the ditch here. Nobody around. Let's make sure it's not solid. No, we can go through there. Yeah, so the settings in the original, the default setting are pretty good. So let's now look at what we're doing different here. So I'm going to exit out of here. And this takes a while to quit too, so I'll pause again. Okay, so we're back. Here we have our apps and games, my F file or F folder, my mod trucks, FLX 359, and the truck smoke. Now we're going to put in the changes I'd made. So we're in the Steam apps common thing. So this is once again where you find your American Truck Simulator, as we did earlier. Program files 86, Steam apps common, American Truck Simulator, bin, Win64 plugins. So in here, we're going to put that most recent one. So I'm calling it 1450 for the RPM, early smoke 2. So this is the one that's bringing the smoke in a little earlier. And this one has it even earlier than that one, which is the one you've seen me driving recently. So let's go in here. We're going to just overwrite that other one and say replace. So we're done in there. Now what we've got to do I have the zip file open still? Before we do that, let's just get out of the game. Go back up to, yeah, we can leave it there. And now let's go to here. And I've backed up my zip all the way out to the def. So that's not affecting, the def's not open when we go in the game. I'll just jump back in here. And we're going to go to unit, hook up. We're going to change that file to my version of it. So that was here, is that we have the stock one in place. So we're going to take this over here and overwrite that one. Oh, wait a minute, I put the wrong thing in. Oh my God, what an idiot. We put the INI in there. Let's delete that. Yes. And we want to go to the smoke, to the SII. And we want to go reduce time to live, this one. Oh boy, that was stupid. Don't do as I do, do as I say. There we go. So that's the hookup is the SII. So what we'll do, let's look at that thing. So we'll get this thing back to out of harm's way there. And just for giggles, we'll look in here and I'm going to show you how this works. So if you want to make tweaks to yours, this is time to look at that. So right click, edit with Notepad++. Now this is a lot more than the other one. And I'll show you the other one too, the INI. But I don't know anything about these, or at least I didn't know diddly about an SII until before doing this tutorial. I just looked up real quick. Well, what's going on in here? What am I looking at? And so, if you're to read this thing, it goes compact and darker world trail using the pipe 1. You're going, well, what the heck is pipe 1? And I don't know. Is that one of the exhaust pipes in the game? Is there an option for it? Nope. It's just named that. So just ignore the names of all this stuff. And what happens here is, this is all really important. This SII and unit, that's got to be like it is. You just can't mess with any of this stuff. What you can do, from what I'm reading, but I tried it and it didn't work, was you can take a line out of here, but you have to put 6 instead of 7, because right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have 7 blocks of text here, and the game's going to read those 7. So if we take one of these lines out and take the item out, we have to change this from 7 to 6, because it'll be looking for it and it'll crash the game. So anyway, I put it back in, so I've got the 7 again. And not going to do that again till I learn a little more. But anyway, what's in here you can read the description of what it does. So compact and darker world space trail using the pipe one look. So that's telling it what to do in here. And I don't know anything about it. I was trying to reduce you can change the particle amount. The time to live is what I've been messing with, so that it's not quite as long lived. I left that one alone because it's such a small number, 0.4. But these other ones have a longer time to live, so I've knocked them back a little bit. And see, time to live 4. And, this one here is the one, large, slow, and persistent cloud left at the end of the smoke trail. And that's the one I really want to work on that one, but, for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do anything with it here other than I've knocked it back one already. And here down to 4. So those are generally just putting that one item back. But if you look at what you can do, like there's the rotation of the smoke and everything else, you can change it. Scale acceleration, rotation speed, the position. So that's all kind of interesting. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of stuff I don't understand, but there's some things that are easy to, and you've got a time to live random. So that's kind of something I'm going to mess with in the particle count. But anyway, that's what's in there. Let's close that. And what we'll do before we take off, let's look at what's in the INI file. That's in the plugins. And this is really easy to change. And I'll show you what I have going on in the one we're going to try right now. We should actually look at a stock one too. Oops. And what we'll do is we'll just pull that out here. Bring it back. Let's just make a tidier screen here. Hopefully you can see this stuff okay. All right, so here's the default. So turn smoke on when fuel rate is at or above this value. They have it at 0.00200. So I've got it at 00160. Okay, turn smoke off when it reaches this value, and they have 0150. And obviously it has to be lower than this value. It wouldn't work otherwise. So anyway, I put it down to 00110. So it comes in early and it shuts off much later. And then the acceleration, they have the acceleration at 50 and it comes off at 45. So I wanted it to come in earlier so that when you're driving around at lower speed and stuff and you give it a bit of throttle, the older engines smoke right away. They don't wait until they got some RPM up. They smoke lower down and it fades away later. And then have throttle off at 0.2. And here the throttle off is 0.4. So they have a really narrow window here. And I have there's this 0.05 as their window. My window is 0.1, the difference between those two. And I wonder if I should add a 0 there. I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, they have a 0 on that. Yeah, maybe I better put one. Save that. And then down here, so their RPM, they have the minimum is 800. Well, when you get off idle and you're letting the clutch out, and it even will bog down a little bit to maybe 550 or 575 RPM, whatever, it's going to smoke. And it's not going to wait till it gets to 1800. Although the only thing that's maybe cool about that is maybe that would simulate your delay of it getting to the pipe. I could try that actually. Put it up from 625. Anyway, I'll mess with that. Let me just think about that. Might want to try that. Yeah, let's try it. Let's go 725. Okay. And so in the RPM max is 1475. It'll quit. That's where you'll see it on the TAC, where they had theirs at 1600 and it was quitting. So let's save this. I'm going to have to, yeah, this is, which one is it? We should be in the, smoke 2. Yeah, early smoke 2. That's the one we're changing. Okay, so let's save that again. Just make sure it's saved. It is. So let's go to where that's installed. And that is our INI. So we're going to go truck smoke plugins 2. INI, we're going to change it again. We got to go back in to do that. So once again, I think I have the zip thing still going here. Oh, that's the def. Okay, yeah, we don't need that. Sorry, my bad. We need to go to C. Program files 86. All this repetition hopefully is helping. I find I get a lot of shtick on my tutorials for not going over it enough. And people find, well, I didn't learn anything. Plugins, Smoke INI, early Smoke 2, modified at 12:06 my time. Hey, it's lunchtime. Place that. Let's find out how that works out. All right, so we will start the game. I'll pause while it fires up. Okay, so we're back. And just to, I should have mentioned right off the top, but when we're finished here, which is going to be pretty soon, I will go and show you how to get the mod and install it if you were unaware. And we'll just kind of do that from the start too. So let's see what happens here. Oh, that hits really right away. Okay, well, let's put it in gear and see what happens when we... Well, there's a little delay there. That's just kind of what we're looking for. So, yeah, let's just try it out here. I guess we'll go with this view is what we were using on the other one. So the engine starts to clean up at 1475, I think I have it at. And it starts running clean. I'm trying to do something with that. Well, yeah, that's a little less linger, I guess, than we had before. But, whoops. And there's, it doesn't look a whole lot different here. That's a little longer, that little puff, I think, when with the settings I have here. You just get a dot with the other one, and oh, there's the feds. And you can mess with those clouds. I'm trying to do something with that. Did I get the outer cloud disappearing first? I think it was before, and it lingered later. And there's multiple parts of smoke. There's 7 different items making it up. Those are those 7 things we're looking at. But you see how that's more realistic here, because you had to get further up, more throttle position. So that's in the INI file, the one that goes in the plugin. So you can see here, That's a little more realistic, where the other one, you're getting way more RPM before it would actually start, and it's more realistic to have it start when you're down low in the RPM band. So I do like this setting. And once again, I have traffic turned off, so. But I do like the coming on earlier and then cleaning up once you're cruising speed. And I like to run tall gears, so it's not winding out when you're going down the road. Like, having been an owner-operator, I know the price of fuel is, doesn't matter what decade you're in, you're paying for fuel. The less you use, the better. So you don't want to be screaming down the road. And you kind of want to be running around where you got some torque too. So yeah, I'm happy with these settings. I guess we should do the in the here. Look, I'm in here. Yeah, the amount of time it lingers way back there is one thing I'd like to change. Whoops. So anyway, I think that about covers it, because you know, we know where the files are now. We know that you can change things in them, and it's not too difficult. It's a pretty good mod, actually. I think I haven't even checked out Pizders yet, to tell you the truth, because I'm kind of stuck on this one. I like it. So I try that drive away again thing here, and so I've got to find balance here. I'm just trying to get some torque into it, down low, but not stall it. And yeah, so not enough load on it. It's tricky. Yeah, that's cool. So there's a delay between you start moving. So that's at the 725 RPM. I could probably put it back to the original 800. And that would give that delay. And it might fix, well, that one, you get to 800 RPM so quick, you wouldn't notice. And it doesn't do anything if you just tickle the throttle. So you can't really emulate that. So it's only going to be visible. So what I'm talking about is, and you've seen it, hold a truck in a parking lot or whatever, or at a light or something. But usually when they start it up, and there's that delay between smoke getting from the engine to the tip of the exhaust, and trying to figure out how to get that to look realistic. Instead of that, like it's there instantly, and it's going past the 850, so I don't know how we're going to change it with that. You can tune that driving away thing, but you can't tune the throttle, the tip in. You can't make that change. I don't think that's going to be realistic, because, like I say, it gets past the threshold way too quick. Anyway, now I'll quit the game and I'll show you how to install it, so I'll be back. Okay, so I'm back and at the FLX mod screen, so it's pretty easy to find. It's FLX Mods. Just Google that, FLX Mods, and you'll find this. So if you're doing this, you most likely already have the truck. If you don't, you create an account and pick it up. It's a really good mod. I've had it for a long time. I think it was my second mod truck I ever bought. But anyway, you can come here and get the plugin for free. There's the smoke plugin. Here, I'm not logged in right now, and here it is. So the installation instructions are pretty simple. For the plugin, to do, where was that again? By installing using terms, yeah, you could do that. Oh boy. Oh yeah, installation instructions and download. Duh. And download the plugin file here. So download link is there. And here's the example. This is where we were going for the plugin. Program files 86, Steam apps, Common, American Truck, Bin, Win64 plugins. And that's where it goes. The DLL and the INI both go in there. And the INI, once again, is the one that's editable, and you leave the DLL alone. And then in the open def is the SII file. So anyway, you would download this and grab the zip. Excuse me. You would grab the zip and extract it. So this is what's in it. Those two, they go at that path we just mentioned. And then you would, when you down, in your truck folder or your mod folder, you're going to have that open def. So however you do it, if you don't have a folder with all the truck stuff in it, and you just put things straight into the game, you would be going to American Truck Simulator in mod, and you'd be looking for the Pete. I keep forgetting. Peterbilt FLX Open Def. And this is where you can go in and do those fine-tuning adjustments that I'm working on now. And once again, that would be right-click, show more options, 7-zip, open archive, unit, hookup, and there's your SII. And once again, I would avoid doing anything up here to this top stuff. And anything, I wouldn't change anything from false to true or vice versa. You can mess with all the other stuff, but the first thing you should do before you start doing any of that is do what I kind of did after the fact with the SII, and I did ahead of time with the INI. And that is have a folder, so mod trucks, and your FLX folder, and in here FLX truck smoke, and then you can have your SII and your plugins, and in here have a original, or in the case of the plugins, I named it stock. And once again, you can't change the name of that stock. That's the name. That has to stay the same. It's always the same. So that's why you put the mods in their own folders. And you can just go in and get your whatever you take out of here. And you're not, when you go to put it in the other location, like into the game, you're not cutting it out of here. You just drag it in. So it's copying it in. So you can copy and overwrite, and you won't, like, if you did it with the stock one. So in the case of the SII, which where we're at now, if I wanted to put the original in, it would just go in and replace that. And you'd say yes. And I'll cancel that because I'm going to keep tweaking that one I got. So hopefully that helps. And I'm thinking it would be a good idea to put a channel on the Discord and for people to discuss problems with this and or changes they're making and or discoveries or tweaks. And you could, in theory, if you were to go back in here. Sorry, I'm dragging this out a bit. But if we went to, say, plugins, oh, that's the actual path. Sorry, my bad. Here, if you were to go in here to your plugins, and you could take this and zip it, and you could give it a name, like, you know, your username, whatever, and then your description. Say okay, and now it's a zip, and you could share that, and then folks could open it up and try it out. So that's an option. I'll see if I can find time to do it. I'm just so strapped. I'm heading out of town here pretty soon, and I got a lot of loose ends. So we will leave it there, and I wish you all the luck with it. And I think it's, as far as the smoke mods I've seen, I'm kind of hooked on it. In the fact that it looks really good in the mirror. Once again, we're dealing with pixels and stuff, so, when you're outside and you're sticking your face right in it and stuff, it may not look super good, but when you're just behind the truck and it's coming by you, it looks really good there and looks really good in the mirror, so I'm happy with it. So, with that said, I will wish you all the best and good luck with it. Comment if you need more info and whatever. Take care and bye for now.
Good need